Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. A good morning if you are here in Europe, as we are ready to get into qualifier number 2 here for the Intel Extreme Masters Gyeonggi, and it is season 11. I know, it was bad. My name is Qualifiers. Alongside me, as always, well, kind of as always, it is Todd. How are you doing, buddy? You good?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to seeing if some Terrans can make it out this time, because yesterday the Zergs and Protosses were running the show.
Yep, they were. And our Terrans kind of killed each other off, to say the least. We watched a few of them at the beginning.
Well, those that survived ended up disappointing a little bit. I guess Innovation lost to Heroes, so that's excusable, but Maru lost to Cell. I don't want to hate on a player, but Maru is supposed to be better than this, so hopefully today, like they all signed up. Maru, TY, Innovation, they're all in this bracket here. We've got Keen, we've got like a lot of good Terrans, Jjakji, so hopefully some of them can do well.
Yeah, hopefully. I think we will be starting off actually with a Terran going forwards. Now remember, it is a single elimination bracket and it is best of 3s all the way. Basically, you get to the quarterfinals. If you win that, you are through to the Intel Extreme Masters. So nice and easy. We already have 8 players that have qualified on. We had 4 direct invites and we had 4 players qualifying yesterday. Today, we crown another 4. And then on Tuesday, we crown our final 4, moving on into the main tournament as a whole. It's $35,000 over in Korea once that tournament is going on, from the 16th to the 18th, I believe. So, fun times.
Yeah, from the 14th to the 18th.
14th to the 18th. Yeah. All right, okay.
The players that qualified so far, in case you wonder or in case you don't remember exactly, for Zerg, it's Stark, Solar, and Lucira, who, by the way, was very cheesy. For Terran, only Björn, so that's why I'm hoping there will be more. And for Protoss, Stats, Zest, Classic, and Hero, not too bad.
Well done, Protoss. Good job, good job.
Yeah. We've got a couple non-Korean players as well taking part in those qualifiers there. I think I saw Scarlet.
Yeah.
Playing in 2 days.
Scarlet, Bly, Snoot, Neeb.
Yeah, Snoot is in it. Neeb as well, yeah. So it's pretty cool to see all these guys trying to qualify. Some of them will be playing with delay, sadly, but Neeb not one of them. Actually, Neeb got pretty darn close yesterday as well.
True, true. Where did he get to? I think he got to maybe 1 or 2 rounds before the qualifying.
Let me check.
So we did watch a little bit of him. Now I'm trying to find our Jjakji versus Hush match, because this channel is big. There are a lot of people in this channel getting ready for their games. So do bear with us, guys, whilst we get that first game up and running. It's a lot of fun here. We had a lot of fun yesterday, for sure. And Haas is playing. Yeah.
Yeah, Neeb lost to Bjol 1 and 2 in the round of 16. So if he had the 1, then he would have taken on Hero. And I think he would have had a pretty okay chance. So it's kind of sad, but there is 2 qualifiers left. Maybe he can make it.
All right, I found Hush. I'm going to say hi. Please invite to you versus Jjakji.
Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning, sir. How are you diddly doing? And then he'll be like, what are you talking about, you crazy man? So, Hush says, who? Me.
Who are you?
Plus.
No.
Yes,
he means who are you?
Caster.
Yeah, but he means who are you? Yeah, just say Kylaris.
Kylaris.
Who? It's time for the McGregor meme to come out.
2016 with Kylaris. Uh-oh. Panic. Todd, can you read that?
I don't know what it means, but Jin is talking to them.
Oh,
he's talking to Jjakji.
Okay, cool. Jin's got it. Jin's on the plan.
What would we do without Jin? Probably not much, right?
No, not much. Hush says, Korean, okay. We're in. I think we're fine. Oh, good stuff. So let's see today.
Should we show the brackets?
We can show the bracket. Let's show the bracket on your screen. That would be great. Jin is talking to me. No, he's not. He's fine. Cool. So let's take a look at the brackets to see what is going on as a whole.
Yeah. So like the bias have not been typed in just yet. To be honest, like all the matches that I saw, like, TY looks pretty straightforward. Like all of these guys, the favorites, I think, in those first matches should be able to take it. Then you have matchups like Trust against Top where you don't really know who's going to win. Cass is playing as well. Pretty cool to see him come out here as well in these tournaments. Here, there is.
Uh-oh.
There is. Ready to cheese.
The Chaos Slayer.
I cannot wait. Imagine his builds, man. I told you that one base Tempest is gonna be real.
Imagine.
Wellmoose trying as well to qualify. Maru is over there. pretty close to Scarlet.
Jjakji just asked, is this guy Todd? And I'm assuming those two symbols that you changed to in Korean is Todd.
Yeah.
So we need to invite you as well.
Okay, tell them, wait a second, I just want to show the entire bracket here. We've got Snood there, who might meet Creator like fairly early if both of them win all of their matches. Korean Bunny, Dragons in there, Ryong. So we have a lot of Terrans, really. Actually, like out of all the races, like they're the ones that I was paying a lot of attention to. Kelazur again taking part, meeting another Terran in Keen. Traps in there, Sue, who went pretty far as well, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, I did go.
Dream, Hurricane, and then Innovation. Oh, man. Oof. Innovation has to qualify for this. Like,
he's got a pretty good bracket there, actually.
And then I think, like, for me, the best first matchup that we could have had here is Hush, Jjakji to show on the stream. So that's what we're going to be showing you guys. Patience is in the tournament as well, by the way.
There's the potential there, actually, for like an Innovation Patience or an Innovation Jjakji down the line. That's cool. That's cool. All right, so let's try and get you into this party. I've been invited to a party again. Jjakji likes doing this. Can I suggest you? I'll say okay.
He invited me already.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
It didn't get me in the game. Oh, there he is.
There we go.
These guys want to party, huh?
They
Let's go
do.
to Gyeonggi, then we're going to see the real party. With hashtag Calaris in the club.
No, I don't think so. I think the last time I went to a club was years and years ago. You know very well.
You've been to a club.
Exactly. That's a good question. All right. Whirlwind is going to be our map between Jjakji and Hush to start things off. And I'm going to try and be less rusty with my observing. I did watch some of it back last night in an analytical way to see how bad it was. And some parts of my observing were very bad. So,
really?
Yeah, I was zooming and zipping around because I haven't done it for a while. So
very self-critical. I like it.
Got to do it. Got to do it. And then I watched some of the highlights back of our...
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to focus, right? Like yesterday when I was done, like I remember I observed one game, but at the time the game finished, I had forgot I was observing. And I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, you said.
I was like, I goofed. I must have done like really bad, but then like people were like, no, it was okay, so.
Yeah, it's fine.
What do you know?
All right, well, we're getting in. It's game number 1 to start things off, as we do have spawning to the bottom left-hand corner. It will be our red Terran. It's Jjakji. And up to the top left, it is Hush, our blue Protoss. Awesome stuff.
The first Terran versus non-Terran we're going to be showing so far. Like yesterday, the only Terran games we showed was TvT. Obviously, there was multiple streams. For example, Innovation played against Hero that was broadcasted elsewhere. Looked like good games, but I'm glad that we can get some Terran versus Protoss action there to see how these guys want to play in that matchup.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see how Terran's going to be opening here against Protoss. And for now, being Whirlwind, it's fun because back way when trying to defend against Reaper's Protoss, they build these little walls between these locations. And it looks like it's going to be no different here for Hush.
So remember, guys, we're not just playing on the new map pool for the new season. It's also a whole new patch where a lot of things have changed. And one of those things here that affect Protoss and Terran that I can think of, the major one, would be the Zealot speeds, where they're a decent bit faster when you get charged on them. Let me find the real number.
Their base movement, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the movement speed now is 4.13 instead of 3.15. So basically, they are fast. If you go for charge, which really begs the question, are we going to see more charge lot High Templar builds that, like we used to see against Terrans that so far don't seem very reluctant to go into mech? Like, these things might take time. I saw a lot of pros talking about it on Twitter, and, you know, I forgot who it was, but one of them was saying that, you know, it's going to take time, but eventually Terrans, they might start playing mech more and more in a couple months, just when they will have adjusted to that style. Like, obviously, like, Widow Mines are still very good and stuff, and like Zealot Speed doesn't change the entire meta by itself, or so far it hasn't looked like it would. So we'll see whether Hush wants to play with this kind of style on a map like Whirlwind.
Have you been experimenting in the matchup?
I did, I mean, I guess I use a barcode so I can tell, but
okay.
I've been doing like double forge and charge lot Archon style like last night, and I did pretty well. I did much better with it than I would do with like Colossus, Disruptor.
Okay.
These fast Zealots are no joke. Like you're literally in the Terran base, he sends units to defend, and they run away like super fast in the corner of his base, and he's like going all over the place, struggling to really defend.
I like it.
To escape as well, like, you know, if even when you're at charge, if you're trying to escape, or like kiting, you know, obviously like it's much harder. Whether you're chasing or trying to get away, So I'm a big fan of that charge change. That makes Zealots better, but technically, like on paper, they're still a very hard style to pull off against a Terran that would go into Widow Mines. Remember, like, what happens when there's got a few of those.
Right. It looks like the SCV didn't really go in just yet, but it's been hidden around for a while here on the side of Hush's base. So you can get us a little bit of a scout later on.
You want to make sure like the tech has actually started. Like, for example, if there had been a Twilight, now would be the time where a Dark Shrine might be starting. So that's what you want to see if you can. But Jjakji, I like his build order on the 4-players map there. He went for Command Center first, into a very quick third Command Center after his barracks. He still did go for 3, so his production is going to be pretty massive. And then there's going to be a time in this game where he's going to start having a lot more supply than Hush, and that's when he's going to start applying pressure. Ideally, make sure Hush is not able to start a third base, and that's when you can start on doing some damage. Now, Whirlwind, remember, on this map, the third base is quite a bit away from the main and natural, especially with the map overlay. It's very hard to blink between those bases. So Medivac drops, as soon as you have, like, say, like 4 Medivacs, are going to be incredibly good to go from one base to another and basically do some damage to a Protoss player.
Yeah, these little ravines are quite close from third to main, etc. Ravine.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. I'm sorry. Jjakji is already...
English 101 with KLIs.
Jjakji is already scouting out on this right-hand side, just in case a third base is to go down over here. He did drop a scan, and can't quite really see where that was.
Twilight and Double Forge.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Let it be charge.
Did he go? Did he see those things? So, no, he didn't see the Twilight, didn't see Double Forge. I'm wondering where he scanned, actually.
Oh, that SCV is so sick.
Oh!
Back on eBay. Oh!
Oh, Jjakji! Nice. The blocks.
He's totally useless and he's gonna get killed instantly, but just to say to the Protoss, take that!
I see you. I see you. So we'll get cleaned up, which is nice. Scan goes down.
He gets an observer right outside his base here, Jjakji, knowing that, you know, this is what I was talking about. As soon as he gets Medivacs, he's gonna want to start dropping all over the place. And it's Blink, actually, out of Hush. Yeah, if you can snipe the observers of your opponent, then you can really use the lack of information to drop from one base to another, make sure you go where the Protoss is not. And when you have such quick 3 command centers, this is basically the quickest, without being overly greedy, 3 command centers that you can get. You're gonna have a lot of scans to work with. So it's perfect. Lots of bio, lots of cans, lots of economy. This is as good as it gets in terms of good build order that you can go into and get away with.
Another observer coming in. Didn't really see that third base flying over to the location, but it sees all the tech at the moment for Jjakji in the back. So he knows what he's going to be playing against here for the moment, which is fine.
Yeah, 3 more gates here from Hush, who, remember, was only on 2 up to this point. Hey, he's going to need quite a bit more production here. I wonder what the transition's going to be into. Like, does he go Resonating Glaives, just gets a bunch of Adepts and maybe some Immortals? Or are we actually going to see like a Robo Bay or even a transition into Light Templars? He's warping in Sentries right now as he's moving out with the Stalkers. Oh, that turret actually very close to that Observer.
It might die. Yeah, poor little thing. Oh, moving away. Oh, escaping just barely. Nice. As Jjakji poising himself on the edges of his base. Double medevac drop. Going to head over into the main base. There are 2 pylons setting up on the perimeter, but a little too late for any kind of foot and overcharge. Likewise, the Mothership Core wouldn't have been there anyway. Sees the Warp Prism, and we'll get some free pylons at least. Nice.
Yeah, actually, like, this is important because Hush is getting close. Yeah, he might be getting close to being supply block there. He has to restart those immediately. Actually, you might want to get out here because there is Blink.
Yeah.
I don't know where is Hush going? Oh, he's sending units. He knows there's going to be an attack on his third base, so he's splitting, but he left his main completely alone.
Yeah, he's losing a Forge. At least he got his +1 finished, but he does lose the second Forge there. And even these Marines anyway are actually gutting quite a lot of that probe line.
They killed 17 probes.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's going well for Jjakji.
Yeah.
He's actually just trading against these Stalkers as well, not doing too badly with it because of those Marauders are just chewing through them. That is a great little trade there for Jjakji.
You know, when I talk about this map and the third base like being hard to defend between the third and the main, these are usually the ones that you get attacked into. I'm not joking around. Like, it's actually insanely hard. Like, I lose almost every single game on this map in the old days because of that. It's so hard to properly split. You need to have observers everywhere, but Terran can scan and get rid of them. And behind this, Jjakji is macroing just right. He's being left undisturbed completely, and his production is just blowing up. It's out of this world. It's quite a bit ahead in supply already.
Yeah, the one disruption that could have occurred was that warp prism to the left-hand side, but it was spotted by Jjakji, and it hasn't really been active at all for Hush. As blinking back here, trying to keep as many of these Stalkers alive against these Marauders. It is difficult, but he gets a few Marines for his troubles.
Yeah, Hush is super Stalker heavy, so it's going to be very hard for him to win like the fight head-on. And I think he's just trying to stay out on the map. Maybe catch something, be mobile, and hope he gets lucky with something. This Warp Prism will spot this attack incoming, but the pylons are too late, actually.
Yeah, and now this double drop reinforced by 2 Liberators makes it extremely difficult to really deal with that Marauder clump that he's brought in. That's not going to be the easiest thing to deal with at all. He's going to get a lot of probes here. I was thinking maybe he would actually start focusing down the Nexus with that, but there's Widow Mines in here as well.
Jjakji is making himself at home.
Yeah.
He's completely shutting down Hush, K-Life, no pun intended.
I'll have a base in your base, which will be totally fine. He blinks forwards to kill off some of the Liberators. It's a bad trade, though, for him in the Ember, because Jjakji is hitting the right-hand side as well. I was supposed to say hit in the east, hit in the west, but that supply difference is very significant.
Look at it.
Look at the supply! Just has to be done. And there you go. That is going to be very difficult here for Hush to really deal with. Plenty of back and forth action here from Jjakji. From that left, from that right. Hitting as much as possible. Killing off the third base completely.
Okay, well, there's Widow Mines in the main middle line.
Jjakji's having fun now.
Yeah, like it's... Not sure why Hush thinks he can somehow win this. Maybe it's just a little bit of frustration. I mean, he has 2-2 on the way. I don't know what he thinks, what kind of army Jjakji is going to get behind this, but it's always going to be a better one than he has.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's only going up against 1-1 with that 2-2 now, but even with the plans that Hush had in mind, it's a very delayed 2-2 because of the forges actually dying off. Boop. Boop. Easy kills. 56 workers.
Widow Mine's not Sombra, mate.
Oh, yeah, that's true. 56 workers have been killed off, so that is an extreme amount of workers dying. 72 workers to 26. And that army supply significantly in favor of our Terran as well. So Protoss has nothing.
Yeah, it is. This is weird.
Force field.
His fantasy hanging out of his place. He's like, you got this, man.
You got it. just keep force fielding, bro. They can
Actually,
do
Medivacs are deciding what is going on.
Well, yeah.
No, don't send in the last one.
Can I change the angle? Ooh. All right, here we go. There we go. Go. Go, 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 go.
Don't blink, don't do it. I know you want to.
All right, gonna die. That's a lot of Stalkers melting.
We should be seeing GG any moment, guys.
Who would guess? And that will be all of the force dying. Hush decides to AFK. Yeah, he's actually on no APM right now, so I think he is AFK. GG. That is Jjakji taking game at #1, quite handily, really, with his drops.
It's very rare for a Korean pro to stay in a game until he has 7 supply.
Yeah,
against like an almost maxed out Terran.
No.
I don't know what happened there, but maybe he's a little bit rattled with the way the game went.
Yeah, that was difficult to deal with. But as you said, you know, you kind of really hit the nail on the head there with the third being hard to defend in all of those locations at the same time with how Terran's opening up.
You know why in particular? Because he didn't go charge.
That
like Blink seems like it was kind of... He was a very good opponent in a previous patch.
Yeah.
He was also at the same time, you know, kind of forced. He was like very viable. You could do very well with Blink, but then you had to transition definitely, I think, faster than this for the most part. Unless you wanted to play very aggressive, you needed to throw in some War Prism harassment here and there. Like Hush was just outmatched here by Jjakji, who played really well that game.
All right, well, we are going on to Echo for game #2. Every time I say Echo, I always think of Rotterdam's impression of me. I can't remember where he did the 2 worlds collide thing.
Oh.
2 worlds collide on Echo. Literally never said that sentence.
You don't need to try and do an impression of him doing an impression of you.
Yeah.
Just do yourself.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Let's go.
2 worlds collide on Echo.
Yeah, that's not your hype.
No, that's not the same.
You're off today.
We can maybe do it later on. Yeah. I'll create some barn burners of sentences just for you.
You already have.
Yeah, I know. All right, Jjakji is one game up at the moment against Hush here, making it look pretty easy, I think, overall. A little bit of a more difficult task
That's
ahead
one
of
way
him
to
now on
say
this
it,
one.
yeah.
Let's jump in. Game number 2. And up to the top left-hand corner, we do have our red Terran. It is Jjakji, of course. And down at the bottom right, it's our blue Protoss. It's Hush. All right. We finished quite early yesterday compared to what I was thinking.
Yeah, there were a lot of fast games. I don't know what happened to Lucira, but that guy was in a rush. He was hungry or something. Like it's some of the most aggressive games I've seen in a while out of him.
Yep.
It's always hard to tell. Like I feel like we would need interviews. You know, like, I would definitely ask him, like, what's going on? Have you practiced with him and lost every macro game you've ever played so that you all in every single game the way you did? Or do you think it's his weakness?
Yeah, a lot of those mirror matchups were very aggressive from our Zergs. And let's see now how Hush is going to approach this, because his previous game here against Jjakji kind of melted away from him. Jjakji could easily just open up in a similar vein, really. Aside from the fact that taking a third base may be a little bit more difficult on this map. Being Whirlwind, he was able to just kind of get that going as quickly as possible. He had that third command sent down after 2 barracks, right? So
I'm very happy to see Jjakji play well, by the way. You know, like it's... You never know after the Pro League disbands which Koreans are going to keep on playing and stuff, but then to see him play so well, like he's obviously been practicing quite a bit. Used to be like one of the very strong players that's qualified for BlizzCon in the past and did very well in a lot of tournaments over here in Europe. So
yeah,
it's nice to see him perform. Yesterday, to be honest, I don't even think he was playing bad. He's just got innovations in a way. And there wasn't much he could do.
That's
Innovation in TvT was just like an absolute beast.
Yeah, he looks good. He did look good. And taking a very, very strong approach there with kind of the half-tank, just kind of bio style that we saw him playing.
If Jjakji wins here, and so far he looked pretty good, there is a very good chance in the next round he will meet Patience, our Home Story Cup winner, who's seed number 2, and that will be the round of 32.
That'd be a cool series, actually, to see how that would go down, considering he is the Home Story Cup champion. And Patience looking as good as Patience has ever looked in his entire career. He's really at top of his form.
Especially on top of his opponent's units with those forward blinks. See what I did there?
It was aggressive, I'll admit. But it looked so good as well.
Actually, you know, like you know what's funny? On the way back from Krefeld, I was thinking about it. I was like, why does he blink forward all the time? And then I came up with like a theory of like, he goes Stalker heavy more than his opponents. So like some players, they will take a little bit more.
Yeah.
So because he goes super Stalker heavy, like if you think about it, if he has like 1 or 2 more Stalkers and he blinks forwards, even if you blink back and you have some micro potential and you're saving the Stalkers, you know, that are injured and blinking them in the back, he's going to blink forward again anyway and snipe them. So he will have more Stalkers and he'll end up winning that fight just through being, I guess, super ballsy, in a way innovative and committing more to Stalkers than most players do. So it's actually... It's calculated. It's not just like an absolute degenerate who's like, oh, I'm just going to blink forward because I like it.
Weren't some of the later ones, like, also to kind of bait out the charge? I think, didn't Zest say something like afterwards, like, that's why I don't go charge normally in PvP or something?
Well, I mean, Rain won't say that PvT was almost as bad as facing Broodlord Infestor in Wings of Liberty, so I don't know that all of these players, like what they say, we should take like Gospel. But
yeah, fair play. All right, loading up. Fair cop. Loading. I can't believe you remember that sentence. We have Marines and Widowmine.
I cherish all casts. Sometimes I go into church and I light a candle for you.
Yeah. Oh.
And then I sing Heroes of the Storm.
Done and dusted. Well, Medevac's going to head over and try and put on some more pressure here. At least the Mothership Core is in a better position this time to actually defend this kind of aggression.
Here we go.
At least he's got the Observer.
The Pylon School covers a lot of this outer area. I don't know if the Mothership Core wants to go that way. Usually you want to have like a pylon closer to where Jjakji is standing right now.
Reaper came into that.
Nice defense.
Yeah.
He lost 1 probe.
Yep. I think that one probe again was at this bottom location, right? So the Reaper.
Yeah. It's going to be an easier map, by the way, to pull off the style that Hush was going for, of going Blink and Double Forge, but I wasn't really digging the way he wasn't transitioning earlier into something like some proper AoE. It seems like he wants to stay gateway heavy, and I really feel like Jjakji is supposed to be too solid on paper to lose to this stuff.
Our Observer's going to reposition itself over towards the third to make sure that it doesn't get too much damage done to it if there was another Widow Mine, etc. going over there. But likewise, you can just keep an eye on those drops. These double Siege Tank push here is a bit menacing. It doesn't have Blink yet.
Yeah, and he's going to snipe the pylon before any overcharge could be used there. So when you are on Stalkers without Blink, you can... Oh my god, the tanks!
Oh, the damage!
Wow.
Oh god, it's disgusting. Alright, well, you're going to have to run away there, Stalkers. No way he's saving that third at this point.
Hush is having a nightmare of a series, and behind this, it looks like Jjakji is committing to 2-base a lot. He's getting more depot right now. He's made some Liberators. Actually, is that just the one?
Just the one Liberator for the moment.
I mean, one Liberator and 2 tanks can do a hell of a push here if you wanted to go into it. Like, we've seen how much damage these tanks can do.
Warp Prism's going to come out for Hush this time.
Which, by the way, remember, you can't pick up siege tanks anymore, so he had to unsiege them and load them up in the medivac. He had to evacuate with them.
The saddest Warp Prism ever. But that being said, I think are Warp Prisms light? They are light, right? So, are you light? Can't even remember if
remember, though, they got less hit points than before, but like, I mean, in this case, usually you're towards your base, you meet like something like a Liberator, you should be able to make it out. But
yeah,
it's always sad when you invest into something like a Warp Prism and it's spotted immediately, because then already there is that red flag that's raised from the opponent where he's going to be like, okay, there's a potential Warp Prism that could attack me, I need to get sort of ready. Oh, this army is just... It looks so massive in comparison to what Hush has.
Yeah. I like how the Liberator crossed the Warp Prism once again. Trying to push through the mid. And that's still a lot of Marines. He's not sieging up. Now he's going to go for it, though. That Protoss army needs to move back slightly. Stalker's taking a lot of damage.
These tanks.
Whoosh. Yeah.
Oh, the Observer. Run! No!
Ah! And Warp Prism still up towards the top.
In the main of Protoss. Merry Christmas.
Oh. The Liberated Christmas tree presents presents. Poor little probes.
A lot of mining being prevented. It's 58 SCVs to 52 probe. And we've got Jjakji now set up on 3 bases, cranking out a lot of units. He's getting Widow Mines, he's getting Liberators, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go for a massive push that's, for Hush to hold, is going to be extremely difficult, especially if you siege above that 3rd base of Hush, like from behind the cooling tower. Like, you can even take that down yourself as Terran. Just shoot from back there. And I think he's going to be able to do really well.
Yeah, his arm is going to be strong. And at least Hush is keeping eyes on it.
Oh, there is no vision on the Liberator.
Oh, is it up on the high ground?
Yeah.
Oh, there was no probes to kill for the moment. Now they've only come.
He forced them back.
Ah, okay, okay. Hush is keeping an eye on it with the Observer as well. And still an Observer keeping an eye on the army, warping a lot of Adepts. And at least his 2-2 has got a bit more momentum behind it this game, because those Forgers have stayed alive. Less distracted during this game.
It feels like the attack that Jjakji might want to go for was really delayed, though. I think he could have gone earlier, and he's not putting all his eggs in the same basket, though, and committing everything to it. He's going into a second eBay and armory. He wants to get more upgrades here with this. And Jjakji is going to group up around that area I talked about. And having saved his Liberator, by the way, was nice. As I say that, actually, he sends it forward on the right-hand side. Is that for the main? Yeah. He wants to bring some units out of position.
Yeah, not too bad. And that Mothership car is a little bit further away. Not reacting in time means he will lose a few probes here and there. Got an overcharge activated. So it should die. Meanwhile, towards the mid, looks like an engage.
He's got so many probes. Hush engages into this army here.
Blinks forwards. Down to the left-hand side there, try and focus down some of those Marauders. Trying to get onto a siege tank as well. Does push that away. Not a bad engagement from Hush, but now he's isolated away from his 3rd base and he could take a lot of damage.
Yeah, Hush didn't want to blink into those potential Widow Mines here to try and take out the Liberator, so he's going to lose his Nexus for it. And the damage has been done. Jjakji is already very far ahead in supply.
Nice.
The Warp Prism at home was kind of forgot, or across the map was forgot about by Hush.
Yeah, it's been sat around, and likewise last game, the same thing kind of occurred. Now he's pulling it into position, but
Yeah.
there is already a Viking there to greet it.
I remember in this kind of game also what's very important is that Jjakji, like, he's gonna man out his main pretty fast. He can fly it elsewhere and take another base.
True.
So if you start losing bases like this as Protoss, you're in much more trouble than it even seems at first.
All right, well, Widowmine actually died off over towards the 4th location. Hush realizing he has to expand in 2 locations at once now. And this Widowmine has 4 kills, and it looks like he's just recharged in case anything walks over there again. But he's keeping an eye on 4th base locations, or 5th base locations, I should say, beyond that 4th that's already gone down. Fusion Core.
Yeah, he wants advanced ballistics, I guess, for the Liberators.
Yep.
To be honest, like, Jjakji, I have to say, he synergizes that Widowmine / Liberator composition very, very well.
Oh, you're correct about that one.
Yeah, that was more Hush being an idiot, but
Okay, that works too.
I don't know, yeah. He went like super far out.
And loading up as well with a few more medevacs. And if
I
he
think, yeah,
hits the
Jjakji is like,
natural-
he just, he dodged some Widowmine shot.
Oh, did he?
It just looks like Jjakji is like on another level than Hush.
Yeah, difficult to really penetrate this attack.
It's like a different class almost of player.
He's going to get pushed back by the Liberators again. And this is an entire army for Hush. He doesn't have anything to answer these 2 medevacs that are on the left-hand side. Nice force fields will catch some of that in.
Mothership Core is in the 3rd base as well, so it's super far away. I guess technically he could recall and use some overcharge into the natural, but even that one fight, Jjakji's doing fine with it.
Yeah, and dropping into that natural base and killing off, well, the majority of the expensive units here from Hush. They're going to die off. Jjakji running away with this once again, and now Hush is pretty much done. There's not a whole lot he has available to him. He's producing nothing. And we're down to 0 APM again. He's, yeah, he knows he's done. He knows he's done. A valiant effort, but Jjakji too much to handle.
Smashing your keyboard does not enable any APM, Skylights.
No, I suppose not. GG.
Unless you smash it in the middle, actually. That would be quite a few APM.
Yeah,
Might
good.
spike like 700.
Yeah.
Nice game by Jjakji.
Yeah, pretty clean there. And that means, did you say he moves on to play against Patience? Did you say? That's a good game. Would you like to stick with Jjakji moving forward?
Well, the problem with that is that Patience is still waiting for a round 1 opponent. So if you want to wait 2 hours, yeah.
No.
But otherwise, Innovation's playing Hurricane.
Oh, all right. That could be good as well. All right. We are going to go to a break, I believe. Thank you very much as we take a look at the bracket there for just a moment, or at least that section of the bracket here in our single elimination. We're going to go to a break, and when we are back, more games from the Intel Extreme Masters qualifiers. Don't go anywhere.